Our scene opens as our characters find themselves sitting in the cold, fold-out metal chairs of the Dorchester Psychiatric Hospital. Peggy, with long, straight hair, a few tangles here and there. Rose, with tangled and knotted hair in places, makeup smeared. Sean's beard is long and untrimmed. Gabe's hair is shaggy and hangs over his eyes. Emily's hair is choppy and uneven, like she cut it herself in a fit of rage. A teenager also sits among this group, with short, messy hair and distant eyes. All are wearing the plain white t-shirts and gray sweatpants, the standard outfit for day or night clothes here in Dorchester. Paul Voss sits in the doctor's chair with a white doctor's coat, glasses on his nose, clipboard in his hand. The camera pans to the clipboard to see the case file he has opened on his lap. Case number 7349. With that, Peggy, I'm hoping you can elaborate for me. What exactly happened last session? It appeared we are making unfortunately, some real progress, which was, I'll admit, a nice change of pace, and then violence. Are you feeling better?
Well, better is relative, I suppose. I don't know. Paul, I feel fine.
Okay. That's good. Sean, would you care to explain what caused that outburst? If you know, and if not, we'll find out and we'll get there together.
I don't respond. I check my hands. Are they free?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, all your hands are free. Nobody is restrained. Nobody is sedated. You all are...
I check my pockets. Don't have, obviously, my gun or anything like that. Nothing in there. My cigarette is a toothpick.
It is a toothpick.
You're really not going to say anything?
That's okay, Peggy. Give him time. Everybody in their own time.
Right.
Gabe. Normally you're very introspective. You're very aware. What in your mind happened last time? What caused this, what's the word I'm looking for? This backtracking.
Backtracking how?
Well, I felt we were starting to finally make progress. I think there was a nice foundation of trust we were beginning to establish, and then next thing we know, there's shoving, there's accusations, there's poor Peggy.
I didn't mean to hurt Peggy. I didn't mean to hurt anybody.
I believe that. I know that, Gabe, and I think everybody knows that.
I was just trying to figure out a way that I could see my wife again.
Your wife. I can appreciate that. Jane, right?
Yeah.
When's the last time you've seen her, to the best of your recollection?
I mean, if we're going by what I remember, it was like 2 or 3 days ago.
And what was that interaction like?
It was weird, because I was sneaking into the house, and then I didn't even get to talk to her, and then I had to leave quickly.
The house, the Glass Mansion, as you know.
No, my house.
Your house. Oh, I apologize. Yeah, your house. Okay. 2 or 3 days ago. This is good. Rose, what do you remember?
I don't understand. She's just like staring at Peggy, practically panicked. How are you here? You killed her. You shot her.
Oh, Rose, we need to walk back the accusations, please. This is a safe space. You're okay. You're in a safe space. I need you to breathe.
Oh, no. I don't understand. This doesn't
That's
make
why we're
sense.
here.
This doesn't make sense. This doesn't... I saw... I held her.
You did. You were the first one at her side after she entered her head. Emily, perhaps you can offer some perspective.
I don't know what you're talking about. This isn't real. This is just an illusion by the house. This thing, she looks for gunshots and doesn't see any. This isn't real. This isn't real. It's not real.
Morgan, you've been relatively quiet our past few sessions. Anything you'd care to add?
Why? Nothing we say in this room matters. It's not like we're going anywhere.
Everything you say matters.
Are we done yet? I really hate these group meetings.
I know. And for what it's worth, I sincerely, truly appreciate your participation. Sean, yes.
I'd like to go to the restroom.
We should be done about 5 or 10 minutes. You think you can stick with me for that long?
He nods. I'd like to be looking around, if I can, rolling awareness to see if there's anything that I can pick up, like weapons or anything. Something that's like, I don't know, even just like a fork or even a plastic one somewhere, coffee cups, anything like that. I don't know, looking for cameras, shit. I'm looking everywhere.
Love that. Yeah, go ahead and make me an awareness roll. And anybody else who's curious to kind of see what's going on.
That's a 34 under 70.
Oh, beautiful. All right. Rocking and rolling. Rose, not so much. Okay. No, neither for Gabe, Peggy, nothing. Emily. Okay.
Choosing to fail.
Beautiful. Okay. For you, Sean, you take stock of your surroundings. You take, the moment that you have with Paul kind of focusing his attention on everybody else individually. And you glance around. You notice the camera with the red blinking light in the corner. You notice the two-way glass in the wall. And you look around, and apart from Paul, there's no other employees in here. Unfortunately, the only thing as far as weapons go is probably the chair that you're sitting on. You could probably tell that they very purposefully keep things clear in this room.
And I'm assuming Paul Voss looks very much like Pike, question mark,
yeah.
Or is this complete? Okay, cool.
Yep. No, Paul Voss is very much the man that you know as Pike. Only not. Somehow. Everyone else, you don't notice wounds, you don't notice dirt. Everybody looks well cleaned, bathed, put together. Everybody wearing fresh, clean, white t-shirts, gray sweatpants. Everyone is I mean, intact is probably a stretch, physically at least.
Okay. I stay quiet.
If someone would care to just perhaps take a moment, whoever wants to start, and then we can play off of each other if need be, but I would genuinely appreciate if we could maybe just run down events as you perceive them. What exactly happened? What do you remember?
Wait, are you asking about since all of this started? Are you asking about the last few days? What's the question?
Okay, well, I'll break protocol here slightly. And what happened last session day before last. We were discussing the Glass Mansion. We were discussing the level of trust between you all that I felt like we were finally starting to really build. And suddenly there were accusations that Sean and Gabe were trying to kill you, that they had to, if I remember correctly, I think someone used the term liquidate, neutralize, something appropriately clinical. And there was a struggle. There were various colorful accusations thrown about, and culminating with, to be honest, I don't quite remember, but someone shoved Peggy. Peggy fell, hit her head, was injured. Thankfully, not concussed. We were able to get her suitable medical attention in time. Something caused us to regress. I'm just trying to figure out what it was.
She looks at Pike. You disappeared into the house. You went through that door. What are you doing here? What are we doing here? It's just, I look at everyone else. It's just an illusion. Isn't it? It must just be an illusion. You shot Peggy and came back to the house, and we tried to save your families. And then
We are truly regressing. That's unfortunate.
I lean forward. I'm like, I think Emily's talking about the dream that we all had. And I look at Emily trying to give her and Rose like a bit of an eye without the doctor noticing. Just kind of like sort of eyes like play along. I don't know if I can get that across, but that's my intention here.
Somehow you feel like I violated your trust. That's my assessment of it, hence why I'm no longer part of your group. The one that went into the Glass Mansion, as you call it, why I quote-unquote disappeared. Whatever I did, I'm going to do everything I can to earn that trust back.
what do you do with nails when they're put in wrong? Put them somewhere. Pull them out.
Morgan looks at you for a moment and then looks back down to her fingers.
Morgan, was there something you wanted to add?
Nope.
That's fair. Take your time.
Who is this? She wasn't in the house.
Oh, well, this is Morgan. Morgan Pearson. She's been with this group for some time, attending these group therapy sessions. She also believes that that there's something behind the mirrors, and the mirrors have something to do with, well, I'll let Morgan tell you that.
How nice it would be if we could only get through into Looking Glass House. Let's pretend the glass has got all soft like gauze so that we can get through.
Yes, using the mirrors to traverse other realities, as you call it.
You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Why don't you tell me about Logan, Morgan?
Fuck off.
Can I tell you what I think? Only if you want me to.
I don't think any of us want you to tell us what you think.
This is very true. Not the first time I've heard that. But some things haven't changed.
How long have we been here?
Oh,
Just remind me.
well, months now. Coming up on 3, if I recall correctly.
Morgan looks to you, Sean, and says, if you're here, it's because it knows you're getting close to a way out.
Morgan, I'm going to have to ask you that you don't.
But I haven't gotten past this part yet. When Morgan says that, Peggy would try to like feel her neck to see if she has a pulse.
You do. You absolutely have a pulse.
And is
You're-
there a bump on my head from the fall?
Yes. Yeah. There is a noticeable bruise to your head. Tight, tender to the touch. You wince slightly as your fingers kind of graze over the skin.
Sean, why did you do that to me?
I look at the doctor when I say this. It was an accident. I'm sorry. I look at Peggy.
Oh, well, if you're sorry.
This is good. This is progress. Ownership.
What do we need to say to get out of here? What do you want to know? You want us to recap, tell you what's the weird dreams?
No, I know that
I want to get better.
I want you to get better. I genuinely do. I want you all to get better. I want you all to be able to live healthy, productive, meaningful lives on the outside.
And how do we do that?
By giving everything you have in these sessions. By connecting, engaging, conversing, opening up.
Just sort of nods to himself, sits back in his chair.
What do you all think the Glass Mansion represents? What does it mean to you?
It's hell.
What makes it hell?
It's all of our regrets and mistakes reflected back on us over and over again.
It brings us in and it won't let us out.
Some would argue that is indeed the past. A prison of regret and shame, guilt. It's very insightful, Peggy. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. She would. Am I sitting next to Rose?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah, you two are kind of inseparable. So,
If I can, I would
yeah.
like to squeeze her hand.
Oh, you absolutely can. Yeah, you
And
all are not prohibited from physical contact.
Rose squeezes back, but like it's shaking and almost disbelieving.
I'll try to look her in the eye so she knows that it's me.
Killed you.
You still here, Rose.
He killed my spirit in a way and my trust, but I have to believe that there's still a way out.
There is. Gabe, I'm sure that a lot of some of the underlying issues we've been dealing with are related to losing Jean and becoming more increasingly distant from your mother, from Tyler, from Joe. But Sean, I want to talk about your son David.
His eyes go very, very wide. Where's my son?
We had to stop visitation for a little bit, especially after the last outburst, but I'm sure we can turn those back on relatively easily.
He stands up really quick, just like instinctively, just stands up. What happened?
Well, because of the last outburst with Peggy, we didn't feel it appropriate for visits to continue, at least until we could get to a better place together, which I feel like we're making significant strides towards.
And you decide that?
I contribute to the decision-making process, yes. As you know, Miss Glass is the one who ultimately has complete oversight of your cases.
Victoria?
The very same, yes.
Right. He looks around, realizes he's standing, and slowly sits back down.
Between her, myself, Dr. Dallin, we converse and we determine what's best for you and your loved ones.
Am I sitting next to Morgan, by chance?
Sure, we can say that.
I'm gonna drop my toothpick between us, and then sort of bend over to pick it up, and just sort of like try and whisper to her as secretively as I can. Who can we trust here?
She just shakes her head.
I've talked long enough. Why don't you all tell me what you would like to discuss? I open the floor to you.
Yeah, nothing bad happened the last time you opened the floor.
Trust is a two-way street, is it not? I'm trusting you all to not lose our composure like we did last time.
I'm staring over at Gabe, just sort of like leaning on my knees, trying to like get his eyes, his attention, and just like trying to will my brain to communicate with his, just like what happened, where are our families. Obviously I cannot get that through my eyes, but I'm just staring at him.
What if we start by talking about how we're feeling?
I think that's a great start.
I feel frustrated and confined and a little bit helpless.
It's good. It's very good. Anyone else?
Bill's so confused.
I guess I'm not putting it all together, really. What happened to Jean?
Oh, Jean is fine.
Okay,
Jean is fine. Nothing's happened to Jean.
she's still alive.
She is still alive. As are Joe, as are Kathy, as are Tyler. Yes.
Oh, okay. So they're... I could see them, maybe.
Absolutely. In fact, we encourage it. Sometimes being able to see your loved ones is a valuable anchor.
Did Jean say that I went away at all?
Unfortunately, Gabe, that's why you're here.
Because I disappeared for like a couple days?
Do you remember what you did before you were here?
I worked
Do you
at a
remember
museum. I worked at a museum.
And you were museum by day, Agent Wendigo by night with, what is it? Jade Triangle, Delta Green. There it is. Delta. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. Delta Green. It's a secret government institution. Gabe, you were an accountant.
No. I worked at a museum. I specialized in some anthropology. They gave me artifacts to look at.
And this was your cover, right?
No. I didn't have a cover. That was my actual job.
Oh, okay. I apologize. Sometimes it's okay. You don't remember the firm?
No.
Your family visits you every chance they get, Gabe. You just don't want to see them.
All of them?
Yeah. Mainly Kathy and your brother. Jean, occasionally on her own. Every day. And you, Sean. Agent Cross, I believe, is what you say they refer to you as.
Sure.
Do you remember being... Well, let me ask you this. What did you do on the outside before we got here?
I think what's important is that I know that I made it up, and I just want to set it straight. I remember working for the government in some capacity.
This is
I
good.
was at a computer.
You were a park ranger. Remember?
Yeah.
He likes fishing.
He does like fishing. In fact,
That's right.
the last time your son was here, that was all you asked him. And then you left.
Yeah. What did you do to ruin our trust, Pike, Dr. Voss? I don't quite remember what that was.
In all honesty, I genuinely do not know. If I were to hypothesize, I probably pushed too hard. I probably demanded answers that you weren't ready for, and it caused you to withdraw. So if anything, I will completely take that blame. And for what it's worth, I'm sorry.
Where did you find all of us?
Oh, you all were assigned to me. I've been working here for
Did we
20
come
years
here
now.
individually?
Yes, you did.
Right.
Voluntarily?
No. No, unfortunately. Many of you were involuntarily surrendered to this institution.
Who signed me in?
Technically the state of Massachusetts.
But who brought me here?
The police.
Did I break some sort of law?
Yes. You have been in the past, you've suffered from fugue states, and when law enforcement tried to bring you back home, you resisted violently.
What year is it exactly?
It's 2022.
What year was I born?
I believe in the 1970s.
Question.
Does Victoria visit?
Oh, I'm afraid not. Victoria is as best as we can tell, a projection.
How do we know that this points is real? Just a genuine question. How do we know this isn't a dream? I've heard that question a lot.
It's a great, huge game of chess that's being played all over the world. If this is the world at all, you know?
How do we win that game?
I stink at chess.
Same.
Play a mean game of Uno, though.
Apparently we can't see our cards.
I'd like to pick up my chair and throw it at the window.
Yes. Yes.
The two-way.
Yeah, go for it. Go roll athletics for me.
Yes.
No, that's a fail. That's 39. Over 30, so.
You throw the chair, and it rebounds off this glass. There is a spider web, but it's not enough to actually break the mirror open. Almost immediately, the door swings open, and orderlies rush into the
Oh,
room.
here we go.
It's back, gentlemen, please. I've got this. Emily. Are you okay?
It's not happening. Don't tell me, of all the things that I remember, the one thing that I have clung to this entire fucking time is the woman that I've been in love with. Doesn't even exist. Doesn't even exist.
I don't want to undo any of the progress we've made. I think this is a good place to stop this session for today. You all have done remarkably well, especially considering how last time ended. We'll get you back to your rooms, we'll get you rested, and we'll pick this up again, if not tomorrow, but the next day.
And the day after that, 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 I'm sure.
I'll be honest with you, Morgan, I'm especially proud of you today. You have talked more today than I've heard in a few weeks by now. This is good. This is progress. Progress is painful. When you're working muscles that have atrophied, there's pain. But we will get through this together, I promise you. Gentlemen, the orderlies will show you back to your rooms. Please get some rest. And please have confidence that you have shown absolutely indescribable strength today. And I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it.
Thank you, Doctor.
Morgan
Thank
stands
you.
up first, looks kind of to the group, and I think as she's passing Emily, she just says, "The only way out is through." And then walks past.
And Paul will stand to the side as the orderlies kind of lead you all, if you go willingly, to your rooms. At that point, once you all get back to these very small, very austere rooms, typically consisting of a bed, a desk, a chair, not much else. You're settled in, and Dr. Voss, Paul, returns to his office and sits down at his desk.
You sit at your desk. You're going over the events of this last session, going over the progress or lack of progress that you've made with the patients over the time they've been in your care. The patients of case number 7349. Is there anything you would like to take care of in your office before you leave for the day?
No, I think Paul will take a moment to kind of collate his notes and get the just the gist of tonight's session or today's session into the system. Just kind of input, everybody's disclosures, everybody's demeanor, their mood. Kind of mull over it for a little bit, and then he'll probably head home for the night.
Yeah, you put away your things, and by the time you're leaving, the hallway is pretty empty at that point. You just see a janitor kind of moving up to one of the bathrooms, putting up like an out of order sign on the bathroom to go in and begin to clean it. He nods at you as you pass by. You move through. You're walking down the hallway for a little while, and then you begin approaching a janitor standing outside of a bathroom. You take a look at the out of order sign.
He kind of pauses, and shakes his head a little, looks at the janitor. Have a good night.
You too.
And he'll chalk it up to maybe just a little bit of deja vu and keep walking.
Yeah, you keep walking. You hear your boots click on the linoleum until you begin approaching a bathroom with an out of order sign. Make a sanity roll for me.
Yeah, no, 8. You got it. We're off to a rousing start. That's a 100.
All right, that is going to cost you 4 points of sanity.
That's fucking fair. Yeah.
As you look at this, you see the sign in the hallway in front of you stretches out as far as you can see. You look at the out of order sign, and the letters are just kind of like almost like flashing at you for a moment, and you hear Victoria Glass's voice in your head. Everything is out of order. Something is not right here. You hear knocking. Someone is knocking inside of the bathroom. It's frantic, as if trying to get your attention.
Yeah, Paul immediately just, excuse me, and pushes his way into the bathroom.
Yeah, you move into the bathroom. You're trying to figure out where the knocking is coming from, and you hear that it's coming from the mirror. There's one long mirror on the wall, and as you look over, you see yourself knocking frantically. Cold, dead eyes on the other side of the mirror. Suit torn and dirtied. Crust around your nose and your mouth. Veins visible through your pale skin. Do you know whose voice you hear inside your head? Because it's not yours. It's his. But you can't hear it now. His mouth is moving, but it's not making any sound. It seems urgent, and when he realizes that you can't hear him, he desperately reaches up and puts a hand on the glass, nodding toward the hand for you to do the same.
Oh, shared delusions. They talked about this in school. Shared delusions. This is... Oh, Jesus. And he'll put his hand up to the...
As soon as you touch it, you know you're not touching glass. It's cold, but death is cold. And as your skin touches his cold, dead hand, you feel the sinking feeling of dread and realization, suddenly hitting but slowly sinking into you, filling you up like a car crashing into a lake and slowly filling with water. You remember everything. You remember the case, you remember the house, you remember everything that happened after, and you remember seeing the massacre, the friendlies and Agent Wendigo getting shot down just seconds before you somehow managed to change the scene before you. But dread sinks into your stomach as you realize, if the scene is switched back, if you've remembered, you open your eyes, there's nobody else. On the other side of the mirror, you see a abandoned, old-looking bathroom. Dirt, dust. This bathroom hasn't been used in a long time. The mirror is grimy. You take away your hand. What would you like to do?
Shit my pants. Yeah. For the record, I'm 1 away from my breaking point, so let's rock and roll, baby. Let's do this.
Roll for poop pants.
Yeah, I'm wearing my poo-poo pants today. Okay, real talk. I'm immediately going to kind of just take stock where I'm at. And are my memories, are Pike's memories commingled with Dr. Voss's?
You remember, much like them, you remember everything Pike went through, and then you remember your just world changing to this one. You're aware of everything that you as the player knows.
Okay.
As well. You know that this was wrong, this was some other thing.
Okay.
But you remember all of it.
Immediately just sprays out the stupid and just, here we go. And he heads out to the hallway. And he's immediately going to start making his way to their cells.
Yeah, with a camera sees you exit the bathroom, we see this dark, abandoned hallway of dust and some sort of hospital that hasn't been used in years. Rushing down the hallway, you begin rushing to their cells. Who do you go to first?
Oh, shit. Cross. Yeah.
All right, you look in. You see Agent Cross sitting in the cell.
Is there a window, or not window, is there a mirror in my cell?
Definitely not.
Okay.
We've removed those for your protection,
Cool.
sir. Yeah.
I would say if they give me like crayons or some shit, I am in the back with a notebook, like sort of hunched away from the door, drawing something on there. And I guess if I hear you coming, I put it away and stash it underneath the bed.
I immediately throw the door open. Cross, we gotta go.
Doctor?
Nope. I'm back.
It's about fucking time, you idiot. And then I stand up, pull the paper out. We got a big fucking problem. Obviously, when you were gone, we went back to Mars Corporation.
I know.
I think.
I know.
Yeah.
The
copies,
Faceless.
The Mars and Faceless separate. Mars is trying to kill anyone who came into contact with the survivors. We managed to get some of them out. They're tracking us. I think someone in Mars has infiltrated or has used clones to infiltrate the program, or at least to confuse us. I think our handler is one of the clones. They've been misleading us. The survivors went through mirrors, lead to a safe house. We have some information as they're sharing some clues and like numbers, and I explained that we went back to the safe house after we burned down Mars Corp, this building, and
They threatened your families.
They threatened our families, but we found out a way to stop the thing, the faceless thing.
What?
I look around for like reflective surfaces, just to make sure that there's not any around where we're talking.
We have to use the house.
We saw something. There's doorways to get to different places in time, and we found a time where the thing is afraid. We know how to stop it, but they had our families. We were just about to get there, but it knew somehow, and I guess it took us away.
It knows when we traverse the mirrors. Anytime we enter the mirrors, it knows.
Okay.
The house is a
have a
prison.
way-
The
have a
house is
way-
evil.
It is one of the only safe ways to traverse. But I have this, and I'll show him this symbol of apparently we found this, and it's sort of a what is it? I guess the is
I
it?
know
a
what the
Vince,
fuck it
Vince
is.
knows the
or-
symbol.
Oh, I know.
Okay, okay.
Vince
I
knows
know.
the symbol.
I show
God
you the symbol.
Damn it. Yep.
So
We use
you
that to.
know.
Yeah, we use that to move, right?
Yeah, exactly. What the fuck did you go? What happened to you?
I got pulled in. I killed one of those things. Ended up on the outside. There were 2 other agents there. We met Victoria Glass,
We
and
met
she
her
said
as well.
she's the one who told me about the house being a prison, not being itself evil. And she helped me get through. She helped me get through, and we saw something. I saw the faceless. It is what it is. It's not true. It's a lie. It's false. Time is not a straight line. Cause happens because of effect.
Well, that's a lot of shit that I don't understand.
I don't either. All I know is we gotta get the faceless back in that house.
I guess let's go. Do you have well, actually, I want to the case number. Or if you have the folder on you, like let me see that.
Yeah, I left it in my office. In what I think is my office.
I guess I sort of look out the doors. Is there any orderlies about?
No, this entire place is abandoned and
Oh.
dusty and grimy.
Okay, so it is very changed. Oh, well, okay, then I was like, fuck. And just like, let's go get everyone else.
Let's go. All right.
Do you have any, and I just sort of like gesture, like weapons, anything like that, anything on you?
I don't have shit.
Okay.
Whose door do you go to next?
I hit Emily's.
Okay.
I'll go to Gabe's. I won't go to any of the survivors. After
Why,
this,
Adam?
if-
Yeah, come to Rose's. I dare you.
Yeah.
I dare
I
you.
double dare you, motherfucker.
So,
Yeah. go
Pike,
get my-
you go to Emily's door. Do you look in first or do you just open it?
I just open it.
All right, you just open it. You see Emily O'Hara currently bleeding, laying on the floor.
What? What?
Oh fuck. Jesus. Yeah, he just rushes in and immediately starts looking for wounds.
All right, as this is happening, Cross, you go to Gabe's door, look in. Gabe is dead on the floor.
What? No, I open it anyways. I step in. I go and check his pulse.
He's dead.
What the fuck, man? Oh, I wasn't muted. I'm sorry.
Fuck. Shit. I check for a pulse. I look how he's wounded. I don't know what happened.
You
once
have
I
no
left.
idea. Yeah, you see a gunshot wound to the chest.
Fuck. Is he still bleeding or is he cold?
He's cold.
God damn it. Is he dressed like everyone else is dressed, like the white shirts and everything like that, or is this like how he was dressed before last time I saw him?
White t-shirt.
Fuck. Okay. Shit. Okay, I'll come back out.
Yeah, and Pike, you're noticing a gunshot wound to Emily O'Hara as well.
Oh shit. Yeah, immediately starts applying pressure to the wound. Emily, stay with me. Stay, please. Oh, Emily. Cross.
I will sort of just be running up and down. I guess the only other cells, I guess, would be Rose and Peggy. I guess I'm running by, looking in when I hear Pike say something. What do I see as I like look in their cells real quick until I hear Pike?
You see Peggy dead on the floor. And you see Rose Claythorne currently bleeding, but moving. She is alive.
It's like, Pike, Rose is bleeding. She's been shot.
Okay.
Wendigo's dead. Peggy's dead.
There, apply pressure here, and he's gonna give you, like, you start, like, ripping, like, strips off his lab coat, and fucking, like, apply pressure.
God damn it. Yeah, I'll open it. And, I guess, is she conscious?
Yeah, Rose, you are conscious. You are currently bleeding from a gunshot wound, and Agent Cross comes in to
your
help you.
best
I
friend
love this.
coming in.
This is the best that could have possibly happened.
I've made a huge mistake.
I will note, Rose, you are very weak. That's all I'm gonna say.
Like you threw across.
I'll come in and I'll just be like, where have you been shot? Just going in very vulnerable, face first, trying to go in to see where you've been shot to try to assess.
Hi, bestie.
Come to finish me off too.
What? No. What?
You killed her. I told you you killed her. You shot her. She died.
We can't worry about that right now. We gotta worry about you, okay? And we'll try to see where she has been shot and try and do my best. I am not trained or have any skill in first aid.
Is there a basic
There's
percentage
basically
of first
like
aid?
10%.
Yeah, go ahead and roll, see what happens. Agent Pike, I would like for you to roll as well, please.
Yeah, I fail.
Yeah, this ain't gonna be good. Yeah, 64 out of 10.
All right. Emily O'Hara, Rose Claythorne, I would like for you to make a constitution roll for me.
Uh-huh.
Yep, sure. What's
It'll be your con times 5. That is the score.
I mean, I got a 32 under something. My con is 13 times.
Oh, you're fine. You're good.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Cool. She doesn't want to be, but okay.
That's 46 under 55.
Okay. So you're both able to stay conscious.
I'd like to, I guess, as I'm doing a bad job, I sort of think back to the mirrors, to the doors, to the way to travel them, to the weird thing that time does when all this happens. And I realize I'm not going to be able to stop this bleeding. And I look at Rose and I say, what happened? When I left, what happened?
We got in the car. Wendigo took us to this... We got out of the car and they shot us. They shot all of us. Peggy was already dead. Peggy died on the way. She didn't make it. Last thing I remember was falling to the ground and looking at her.
He hates himself for asking this, but he does. Did you see anyone else there?
Yeah, I don't...
Did you see a boy? About...
I had a woman they were carrying out. But no, I didn't see your family.
Rose, I would like for you to make another constitution roll.
34 under.
You're hanging on purely out of spite.
She's dead again, isn't she? I didn't want to leave. I didn't even get a chance to say goodbye to her again. I thought I could just stay here Can I just stay here?
Yeah. But there's also a chance that maybe that doesn't have to happen. A small chance.
Can you bring her back?
I don't know. But I can try. And I will stand up and just sort of yell for Pike.
While that was happening, what were Pike and Emily doing?
Oh, am I awake?
You are awake. You are conscious.
Okay.
And currently, like, you're not bleeding out right now, but it's also like it's just buying you some time. He's not able to stop the bleeding.
You bastard. I told you not to go into any fucking doors.
You did warn me. Who did this?
Your Mars Corp. People kidnapped other agents' families. And Cross decided to kill Peggy to get away from us, and Wendigo had no other choice. He brought us, and they killed us all. They tried. I think they're pretty close to succeeding.
Emily, I would like for you to make another Constitution roll.
82 over 55.
Your next couple lines of dialogue will be your last.
I'm gonna fix this.
I just fix it for Peggy and Rose. There's nothing for me here. Nothing.
And around this time, you hear Cross shouting for you.
Pike probably stays with her for a few minutes. Cross probably has to shout a few more times for him. All Pike hears is kind of the ringing in his ears.
Pike!
And he'll stand up and just kind of like walk like it's almost in a fugue state out to the hallway.
Especially since Rose is not gone yet, he's still there trying, but will sort of be shouting over his shoulder at Pike.
I'll head into the room.
Are you any good at this?
No.
Fuck, I didn't take the goddamn course. I was sitting behind a goddamn computer. I didn't think I'd...
It's okay. I don't want to leave.
Rose, we're gonna fix this. I'm sorry I left you.
Everyone left me. She left me. You took her from me.
We're gonna bring her back.
Can I just stay here? Will she come back if I stay here?
Yeah. Yeah, she will. You just hold that nice and tight against your chest, okay? She's right around the corner.
I didn't say goodbye to her, you know.
You didn't have to. Because it's not the last time you're going to see each other. We got work to do.
Cross stands up and like a million things are sort of running through his head to say.
You know the fucked up part? I'm the one who suggested killing them all to begin with.
Do you have a cigarette?
I got nothing.
Chew this fucking toothpick raw. Okay, look. There's a way to send someone back. To before all this sort of shit hit the fan.
We're gonna have to distract the faceless. They collect. I'm gonna give them something to collect.
What do you mean by that?
Ross, I got a kid who hates my fucking guts. And a wife who can't stand, an ex-wife, who can't stand me. I don't have shit.
Looks like we got a lot in common.
Fuck that. You gotta take a son fishing. I know you think I'm a bastard, Cross. And you're right. Let me do this.
I hated your fucking guts. You know that? I wanted anything to not become who fucking you were. But then I found out it wasn't you. It's a fucking program. You just knew how to navigate it better than I did. And I fucking hated you for that. And you left all the hard shit for me to do, for us to do.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
What?
Did it ever occur to you that maybe I did all those things so that you wouldn't have to? I became that so you wouldn't have to.
Yeah. Tried to do the same thing for Wendigo, but apparently you just got fucking shot. You try to do the hard things so that they don't have to do it.
Sin eaters.
What was that?
Sin eaters. History, you know. The priests go around, take communion off of the sinful, take their sins onto themselves. It's what we do best. Let's do it one more fucking time.
I hate the goddamn taste. Let's go.
Let's find an exit.
Rose is not dead. I would like to carry her with us.
That's fair.
If possible.
You move to look into the room and you see her hand is like fallen off of her chest and Rose is dead.
Okay. Where are the mirrors in this place? Is this even a good place to do this?
No, we gotta leave. We don't control this environment. We don't control this space. We gotta get out.
Yeah, I want to try and find the door, try and get out. I guess as we're walking, I want to tell him, just before the shit hit the fan, before Mars Corp took, made this ultimatum, I think it was in the book, Carrie, right, where we saw all these visions and stuff. We opened this book, we saw all of these visions. It was different places. But one of them that I saw, I felt that the Faceless was afraid of us going there, because if we went back to before it started, we could stop it. And I let Agent Pike know that, like, that is a place in time. I've seen that before. And I would also tell him that we did find records from Mars Corp, and there was how many safe mirrors? Because there's like they charted different mirrors in different locations, but they marked a few as quote unquote safe.
There were 3 that they marked.
There was the one in the mansion, and I don't remember the other 2. What were the other 2?
Like a dark cave, and did you see? Oh, the other one was a living room you didn't recognize.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. I'll tell him that. it seemed like the rest of the mirrors were all in I don't remember the specific word, but like infected or unsafe or.
All right, we do this. The mirror is still in the glass mansion. The one we got to get through. The one we got to go to is still in the glass mansion.
When I went there, it was there and then it was broken. And that's when I wound up here.
I think I want it to know that we're going there. It has to be specific.
Right.
It has to be.
You said it was a prison. The
Yeah.
mansion. How?
I don't know how it works, but the mirrors are meant to confuse them. They're meant to trap them. They're meant to keep them in that space. Somehow they figured out how to use it, but we could undo it.
Okay.
We got to save them. That's what Victoria said. We have to save them. This is what we're going to do. We go back to the glass mansion. Your job is to save them. My job is to lure them in. See those gears turning? Your ears are practically smoking. What are you thinking?
Yeah. Well.
Okay.
If you go back right before I decided to go to the. I made a mistake. Accidentally. If we can go back to that. Then I have a feeling that we might be able to do something different. Might be able to go on a different course. If the thing is distracted. Okay, it's just like getting this right in my brain. The way to stop Monster is to go use the mirror, go back to that time, and stop them. But to do that, Monster has to be distracted for that to be able to happen.
The house itself.
Yes.
It's not the mirrors that are confusing. The Faceless uses the mirrors.
Right.
The house itself is like trapping things inside of it.
Okay.
So if that Faceless can be trapped in the house long enough for you to use the mirrors at your own will without it being able to dictate where you're going, then you might have enough time.
Okay. So we both essentially have to go back to the house at the same time together. Got it. Okay. And then if you can get out.
Yeah.
And do your thing.
Or I push you out.
You shut the fuck up. No.
Where is the other person? The Morgan.
You look for her?
Yes.
Her cell is empty.
I punch it.
Oh, that's fucking. How could we forget about fucking Morgan?
Yeah.
God damn. This is where that Morgan was, right? This was her cell?
Yeah. Wait. Morgan. It was only to Emily that they talked. And they said to go through or whatever, right?
Only way out is through.
We see the car pull out of the parking lot, move towards the road. The window rolls down, and we see the rearview mirror like fall out and clatter and shatter. And the car keeps driving. And eventually, we see it pull up right outside of the glass mansion. It is just as you remember it. The walls are blackened. It's graffitied a little bit. The windows are boarded up. What would you like to do?
Get inside.
All right.
Okay,
I grab his hands, and then we walk in.
All right, we see the two of you walking up. You open the front door. It's not locked or blocked or anything like that. And you head inside.
I shut the door behind me. And I head to the living room where we know we've seen that gold framed mirror before.
Yeah, as soon as you turn the corner, you see that mirror. Everything in this room is blackened and old and dusty and dirty and moldy, but this mirror is in pristine condition.
I tell Pike last time I tried to do this, it was broken as soon as I drew the symbol, so
One
best
shot.
of luck. That's 2 out of 3, I guess.
You see movement, kind of from the other doorway as you see a figure moving into the room. You see Victoria Glass.
Oh!
Holy shit.
You're here.
Yeah, how are you here?
She looks not excited. Excited is the wrong word, but she looks like if there was just a single word of an expression on her face, it's finally. And she looks almost hopeful to both of you. This is it. This is what I've been waiting here an eternity for this moment to help you. You're here to distract it, right?
Yeah, I'm distracting it. Cross is going through. He's going to save him.
I can help keep it distracted, but only for a short time. She looks a little, not almost disgusted at your offer to stay. Not disgusted at you, but disgusted that you would have to stay, but says, if one of you stayed with me, it would give the others much more time.
You shouldn't have to do this alone. I'm with you.
Pike.
Just do me a favor, buddy.
No.
Okay.
You're more experienced. You can handle this better than I can. You have the years. Though I hate it. You
They
know
trust
what you're
you.
doing. He laughs. No, they don't.
What is it you told me? Been a hellacious couple of days. You guys have gone through that together. I was in a black room getting my ass kicked. You can undo this. I think you need to undo this. It's all right. I've gone to bed every night for the past... I don't even remember how long. And all I've ever seen is, when I close my eyes, is what my body's going to look like when I finally eat my gun. I don't have to worry about that anymore.
God damn it.
Take your boy fishing. Catch a pike. Ha!
I'm a shit dad. I thought this was going to be the only thing I could do for him, at least keep him safe.
Go back and be better. You're a good agent.
I need a goddamn cigarette. He just looks around. Obviously doesn't see one. Yeah, don't get all mushy on me. And then just starts drawing, or finishing drawing the diagram.
You don't have to stay, you know.
This is only going to end for me one way.
Does he have
I'd
to
rather-
distract him here? Or could he distract him back then?
We have to do it here. The house will help. I don't know how I know that, but I do. It's always been the house. We will keep the
Horseways.
rest of you safe for as long as we can. You can go back. Sean, is it?
Yeah.
Save them. Send them back. And in doing that, you'll save your family.
I just look at Pike. Just don't like leaving someone behind. but I'll do what I need to do.
No, you will. That's why it's got to be you.
Just sort of shaking my head and just like, everyone keeps saying that, it's pissing me off. And
Take care of yourself.
You too. And we'll try to go through the mirror.
Okay, you finish the symbol. You think about the moment that you need to go to, and you step through. Agent Cross, as you step through, you step out, and you're standing in the parking area of a cheap, dingy, run-down motel. You see, as if in slow motion, yourself storming toward your car. You see Peggy chasing you. You're moving towards the scene as you're seeing this, and you see yourself spin around to threaten her with your gun, to try to shoot off a warning shot, and then you're standing there.
I push my gun away.
Everyone is here. Everyone is running out how they were running out before. You all remember everything. You remember dying. You remember everything. And now you're back, right here, together.
Didn't want to make
What
that
happened?
mistake a second time.
You brought her back.
You did this? Where's Agent Pike?
Pike's buying his time. You all need to go back to where it first started so you can stop this.
We go back to the house?
You go back to before the house. You go back to before you received those invitations. You go back to before you got on that ship.
And we'll remember so that we don't make the same mistake?
You have no way of knowing that.
Have to go before you made the choice, before this infection that it carries to the people that interact with it. You have to go back before all of that happened. And maybe that's the only way we can stop it.
Right. Let's meet somewhere in case we remember so that we can see each other again. There's a cafe downtown. It's called Willoughby's.
Okay. I'll be there.
All right.
But in case we don't, I'm gonna, softly kiss her. I'm not gonna leave without saying goodbye this time.
Just have to believe she'll return the kiss, but then say, just have to believe that it won't be the last time. Try as hard as you can to remember.
I don't think I could ever really forget you.
Thank you.
Cross sort of looks like sort of a, were you saying that to me?
I mean,
I'm not sure.
fuck you for shooting me, but thanks for coming back.
Hey, who is going through first?
I'd go. If the other two were still saying goodbye.
Emily? Thank you.
I hope you two find each other again. And I'll see you at the restaurant.
To date.
And I'll step in.
Sort of I don't know, give her a wink. 'Cause Cross is horribly awkward, as in I tried to keep my promise.
You did, both of you. And I look over at Wendigo as well. Thank you. You mostly did as you promised. In the Best way you could. I hope your family's alright. After all this.
It's our only shot. I'd say to Wendigo.
Emily will step through the bathroom window. Or mirror. Emily will step through
Window,
the bathroom mirror. Same difference.
Yeah,
Same
you know,
story.
doorway, whatever. As you are stepping through, the world around you almost like melts and glitches, and you can hear it's muffled as if it's coming from multiple distances all around you, shouting, "No! You can't leave me! I won't let you!" You see an infinity of mirrors stretching out in every direction. Left, right, diagonally, up, down, a forever of mirrors and millions upon millions of realities, times and places that this Faceless has collected. And then we cut to Agent Pike. Victoria looks at you, still with this warmness about her that you'd experienced before. We can do this. I think I understand what I have to do now. We have to keep the Faceless on the right side of the mirror. We have to put them on their right sides of the mirror, but I need you to trust me.
You haven't steered me wrong yet.
Agent Cross left you something from before, and she points over, and you see, Agent Cross, what was that list of items you brought into this house?
Fuck yeah. You have tactical body armor, a Kevlar helmet, a shotgun, and a sword. You have a Arabella Earhart's sword. I don't know, or I guess also a normal medium pistol as well. Does the stuff in the car count or no?
No.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you have that.
Jesus. Okay, thank you. You are a good friend.
All right, we have this little montage of you like gearing up in this stuff. Just in time, as you're like kind of fixing the last piece of whatever this, whatever the last piece of this would be, you see the Faceless's arm stretch into the glass mansion from the fireplace itself. Like it's crawling down the fireplace into the room. You hear dust falling as it climbs down and into the house with you. As this is happening, Victoria looks directly at you, and her eyes don't leave yours. And she says, "Do you trust me?
Hell yeah.
Don't listen to anything it says. And don't stop shooting." And the two of you turn to face this Faceless that is now standing up from climbing in from the fireplace. What would you like to do?
Start unloading.
All right, make firearms roll.
You got it. Oh my god.
Oh, Vince.
That is a 22.
Critical success, baby. All right, give me that. What is that damage? It's max with a crit, right?
16.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you just fire. You see its shoulder kind of like move backwards as one leg is moving forward, so the jolt seems even harder, and it begins lunging towards you. It has the most terrible hum inside of your head. You hear that terrible voice that mixes with all the voices of all the people you've ever known. "Don't do this! You're killing me!" You hear it kind of switch over to sound like Emily O'Hara. You hear it switch to sound like Cross, trying to convince you to keep it alive. Make a sanity roll.
You got it. Oh no. Oh god almighty. It's a critical failure.
Amazing. You're gonna lose 6 points of sanity. We'll deal with that shortly. Moving back to the group. Who's going through the mirror now?
I would shake hands, I guess, with both of the agents. Wendigo, it's Good to see you back. Good luck. Same to you, Cross.
Just, I guess, as to shaking the hand, you'd be like, I'm sorry, I had to try.
I understand. I really do. It's been a series of impossible decisions. And you came back, and that's all that matters.
Go give him hell.
Here goes nothing.
We see Peggy disappear into the mirror. Agent Pike.
Yeah, I'm projecting onto a bond, please and thank you.
Perfect.
So thankfully I rolled the max on that one. That's 4 willpower, so 4 sanity, which I project onto my mentor. So that brings me down to 2. However, with that being said, I still go past my breaking point.
I'm going to allow something here.
Okay.
You are basically, you're staying behind. You're giving your life up. You're giving yourself up. I will let you project all of that onto your bond.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Thank you. Oh, God. Beautiful.
Yeah. So you begin to feel, when you wake up from a dream and you're slowly forgetting it, even though it just happened, it was so vivid. That's what your life is becoming. Slowly forgetting it. What would you like to do?
Empty that shotgun.
Make another firearms roll.
Yep. That is a 63 under 70, so let me roll 2d8. That's 9 damage.
Okay. Perfect. Slam into it again. You don't see any, blood spattering out or anything, but you see the impact almost as if it were, corrosive. You see it almost eating away at the black suit that this thing is wearing, almost like it's, molding it or it's moth-eaten, almost. You can just see it slowly eating it away. The Faceless screeches in pain, screams, and swings one of its large, long arms out at you. But you see pieces of the floorboards themselves almost push up and block the arm itself from hitting you. You see the floorboards shatter and splinter apart, and the Faceless yells out in anger, looking around to see how it happened. Neither you or it see anyone, but you feel that familiar sense of warmth and comfort that you felt from Victoria Glass. This weird comfort that you have that she was right. It is this house. Rose, is there anything you would like to do before going through the mirror?
She's gonna look back at Cross. I'm not sorry I slapped you. You deserved it.
He nods that I did.
I do hope you find your son. And she'll look at Wendigo. I hope your family's okay too. I'm sorry. I'm sorry we brought all of this onto you.
I was only trying to keep you safe.
Hopefully it won't be your responsibility anymore soon. Have a nice life.
Be safe, Rose.
I hope I find her. And step through.
The two of you watch Rose disappear through the mirror. Agent Pike, what would you like to do?
Is there still ammo in the shotgun?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yep. Let's just fucking let's keep this party going. Only this time I'm gonna close the distance with it, and I'm gonna get this thing right up in its fucking face.
All right, plus 20%.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's all 50.
Amazing. Roll some damage.
That's a 12.
Incredible. Getting right up to this thing's face, you fire. You see, it almost is like it's made of paper mache. You hear this crunch as it kind of like blasts outwards. You can see almost like remnants of a mask fly outwards. Half of the head completely missing, and you see its head cocking and turning and looking at you, slowly starting to form back, but it's gradual. It's not happening quickly. And you see angry, confused, scared even, maybe. It turns and it looks towards the golden framed mirror, and it rushes towards it. You see it's beginning to reach a hand through, but you see Victoria Glass appears on the other side and puts up her hand. And as she does so, you see all of what remains of the wallpaper along the wall push out and almost begin like wrapping around the faceless itself, holding it there. It's trying to climb through the mirror, and the house itself, and Victoria Glass is holding it here, keeping it here for as long as she possibly can. Agents, which one of you goes through next?
I'm pushing Wendigo, not like through, but I'll step back. I won't be a jerk. I will step back.
I know Pike is giving us time. You said that. I'm not going to take too much longer. If I go back before the phone call...
Don't answer it.
That's what I needed to know.
Do yourself a favor. Get close to him. Just be a dad. There's weird shit out here. You don't need to be a part of it. I know it's intriguing. I know you want to fight the monsters, but I don't want to end up like Pike. Or like me.
I hope that maybe, in some way, fate makes us cross paths away from the program.
Maybe.
All right. Time's wasted. Be safe. Take care of that kid.
You too. And shakes his hand.
Wendigo shakes right back and then steps through the mirror.
Agent Pike, what would you like to do?
So this thing is wrapped up in the wallpaper at this point.
Yes.
I am going to take Arabella Earhart's sword, and I just essentially just want to ram it through this thing's head.
Hell yeah.
That's a 46, baby.
Under 50?
Under 50.
That was close.
Yes.
That was very close. And I will roll the damage. That's a 4.
Okay. All right. So you lunge forward, you shove this sword through its torso, you hear it screaming again, it screeches, angry, confused, and you see it's trying to move away from the mirror now, it's trying to move back towards the fireplace to climb up from where it was before, it's like slashing at the wallpaper, trying to get away, but you're holding it on this sword at this point. But as you're holding on to it, you look over at the mirror, and you see Victoria standing inside of it. She looks at you. She looks back over her shoulder. And she looks at you again. I have no way of knowing if they've made it through yet, but you can still go. You can take my hand.
And I'm going, with everything I've got in me, I'm going to try to like ram the sword in deep enough to where it embeds itself in the hardwood floor and essentially like just pin it even more in place.
Yeah, as you do so, Victoria, accepting this answer, comes back out of the mirror to stand beside you. And as the two of you are kind of standing over this faceless, you see the wallpaper itself kind of wrapping and just pulling it down further into the floor to hold it there. And by doing so, buying Agent Cross a little more time. Agent Cross, you're the only one left.
You jerk. Pike, come on. Yeah, I'll. Before I go, I'm going to take out, I guess, my notebook, piece of paper, and write down some stuff, and then put it in, and then put it in my pocket, and walk through.
All of you, after entering through this mirror, you're in this whirlpool of mirrors, and you see the faceless trying to crawl out of them, trying to reach you, but every time it gets an arm through, it's pulled backwards. You hear it's just shriek and scream in anger and agony as it just can't reach you. Its collections are slipping away. This loud screaming mixes with the sound of a storm, and you hear a million different voices flying past you as you are flung into the abyss of mirrors and shards of glass. You hear a million different voices, some familiar, some unknown, nothing making sense, but somehow making perfect sense at the same time. Some from the past, some from the future, but all happening at once, not before or after each other at all. Do you know whose voice you hear inside your head when they're hammered in all crooked? Everyone exactly who they're supposed to be. Have you seen your ending yet? Pearson's Pizza! Do you know what happens to nails? I have some contingencies in place. How do you know you're on the right side of the mirror? You haven't been working for the program. I understand what I must do now. It's like you're hammered in all crooked, weirdo. You think cause comes before effect, but it doesn't. Hey, Morgan, can we read another chapter tonight? And then, a voice to stop all the other voices. You hear Agent Pike. Agent Pike. What would you like to say goodbye?
Be happy.
You hear that echo, and then you hear a loud shattering of glass and a booming hum inside of your ears, this blinding white light. Sean. Gabe. Neither of you remember anything that has happened in the past couple of days. You're back to the moment the story began. Sean, you're sitting at your desk. Gabe, you're at your house. But the phone call doesn't come. There's a moment where you feel like you're missing something for a second. One of those, like maybe you felt your phone vibrate in your pocket. There's no message. There's no phone call.
Well, I guess before all of this happened, he would stay at the CID office late into the hours until everyone else went home. His relationship with his wife is not a good one. So he'll go home late so that she's already asleep. He'll sleep in the guest room like he always does. And I think when he is changing his clothes, getting ready to go to bed, a piece of paper sort of falls out. Looks at it, picks it up. Cross first started writing down names places, the house to, just like condemn, don't go back, blah, 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 the names of the survivors. And then he scribbled that out and wrote, just be a dad. And he sort of folds it back up and remembers that I guess his son had like a soccer game tomorrow and he wasn't going to be able to make it. And he sends an email. He's going to come in late tomorrow so he can make it to the game.
Gabe is at his personal computer, looking up and cross-referencing moments or people from his genealogy, which he's always done. He enters, he's looking through his family tree, and he gets that sense that there should have been that buzzing, and he looks up, and it sort of snaps him out. He picks up his coffee mug and he takes a sip and he realizes that it's gone cold. He shuts down the computer, takes his cold coffee mug downstairs, and Jean is in the kitchen. She is cooking dinner and it smells fantastic. He puts the coffee mug in the sink. She is standing by the oven. He nestles up behind her and kisses her neck and says, "That smells fantastic. I can't wait to have a meal." The rest of the evening is spent with just the two of them sitting at the table, talking, laughing, and enjoying each other well into the night.
Emily, you stand in a shipyard, coming out of a daze. You see a ship leaving the dock. The ship name is on the side, M. Mangala. You don't remember what you're doing here. You feel the weight of your conversation earlier that day. What you said about talking when you got back. You feel as if you've been on a very long trip, but you haven't left. You can't remember where it was you were supposed to be going.
Looking around the shipyard, she kind of shakes off this weird feeling and starts to head home. When she gets there, Victoria is making dinner, and there's already a pot of tea on the counter. And she looks at her standing in the kitchen with her apron, her sleeves rolled up, probably a little annoyed that Emily left earlier. She closes the door behind her and sets her satchel and her gloves and her hat on the table. And she steps next to the woman that she loves and she says, "I've heard Boston is very nice this time of year. I think I could get into Cambridge if you really wanted to go." And I think it's a fade to black on Celebration.
Peggy O'Neill. You sit at your desk at the bureau, and someone just dropped off an envelope at your desk. You're in the process of opening it up, but as you look, there's nothing inside of it. Strange. What does Peggy do as she does not receive an invitation to the Glass Mansion?
she kind of shakes her head and is like, these damn mail clerks, always screwing up the inter-office mail. And she puts the envelope in, the bin to go back. And she's just getting ready to go home for the day. And she starts to pack up her things. And as she does, she sees her book, her copy of Agatha Christie's first novel, The Mysterious Affair at Styles. And she has the urge to take it out for some reason. And she's looking at it. She always has it with her. She reads it all the time. But for some reason, she just chucks it in the bin. Just feels done with that. She puts on her jacket and her hat and goes home.
Rose Claythorne, you stand in the warehouse of an antiques and expensive items that you're in the middle of appraising. An envelope was just dropped off to you and you've opened it, but there's nothing inside.
Rose folds up the empty envelope, assuming somebody had stolen something out of it, just brushing it off, pocketing it, and she goes around to, with a little notepad, to a few different items. There's a vase that she likes. There's these little delicate figurines, and she stares at them for a few minutes, and then she moves on to a mirror and just kind of stares at it for a second, looks down, writes a number. You can cover this one up. I don't want to get dust on it.
And as the sheet is thrown over the mirror, the screen fades to black. And then it fades back in as we see Peggy walking down the Boston streets. It's raining slightly, but not enough to warrant an umbrella or a hat. Just a light sprinkle, and Peggy looks up at the clouds for a moment. And her shoulder bumps into someone. As Rose and Peggy's eyes meet, with an intense moment of familiarity and deja vu, that is where our story comes to an end. Oh.
What the fuck?
Oh my god. I don't know what to do.
Oh my gosh.
Delta green, more like Delta red, because hearts.
Yeah.
God, we're so gay and I love it.
I know. I love that, the three lesbian characters all lived, and then.
To be fair, I didn't know you were all lesbians. You just happened to survive, okay?
Everyone is a secret lesbian. That's the.
We do not do bury your gays on Crossroads.
Amen. I had an epiphany.
Yeah?
Cross.
Yes.
We're in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
The Glass Mansion is also in Boston.
I don't know where you're going with this. No.
Our scene fades to black and fades back in as we see the glass mansion finally being destroyed.
Oh, fuck yeah.
We see
wait, no.
we see wrecking balls tearing down the walls and collecting the trash. The Faceless too preoccupied and trapped within to be able to fight back this time. The glass mansion is destroyed, and we follow some of the debris. We see the golden frame of the mirror was somehow in perfect condition, and we watch as it's polished and cleaned of the smoke and the ash and the dust that had layered over it. We watch as new glass is put into the frame, and we watch as it is placed into a thrift shop, sold as a vintage 1920s golden framed mirror for $10. We watch as it's hung up inside of the front door of a new home. And as the camera pulls away from the mirror itself, we see a house with empty pizza boxes on the table. And we see two kids getting home from school. Logan, I want you to start on your homework before you open up that sketchbook. Do you understand me? Okay, will you help me? Sure thing, kid. They're both setting their backpacks on the kitchen table, scooting the empty pizza boxes over to make room. Thanks. Hey, Morgan? Logan pulls a book from his backpack. Yeah? Can we read another chapter tonight? He holds up Alice through the looking glass.